And we cut to Madea looking out the window, and we literally see Mr. Brown completely engulfed in flame, just going, "Hey, help me, help me!" Just screaming and running around the front yard, chat. And the thing is, like, they have this horrible, just like after effect on him when he's on fire. It looks so fucking fake.
Hello, and thank you for checking out the video. I just want to let you know that I not only create content on my YouTube channel, Class in the Glass, but I'm also on Twitch, where I review movies, cartoons, and TV shows live, while also playing single-player games and multiplayer games. I also have a Patreon where subscribers have access to hundreds of video and audio commentaries for films and cartoons, as well as podcasts and videocasts. In the meantime, thank you again for watching. Enjoy the video.
Jesus, the Lord God Almighty, he can turn water into wine. Yes, he did. I got to go to the liquor store to get mine. Won't somebody praise him?
But now, chat, without further ado, we got to talk about this homecoming, chat. I mean, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, he had his homecoming, and it was great. I'm a big fan of the Homecoming trilogy, as you know, both the first film, obviously, Far From Home, and most recently, No Way Home, chat. Excellent superhero trilogy, in my opinion, chat. But what about the Madea Homecoming trilogy? Because the thing is, chat, this thing's fucking coming. You thought, oh, this is Tyler Perry, like, you know, it's just because of the Netflix deal. He's bringing back the character for one more film. Like, Netflix got down on their fucking knees and are like, Tyler, please. A Fall from Grace was amazing, as we all know. It was the best comedy of that year. But please bring back Madea, please. And he's like, all right. But, you know, I get to do whatever the hell I want. And they said, please do so. And he's like, he's crossing over of different properties, chat, bringing other guys wearing fat suits, female fat suits, chat. He's creating a fucking multiverse. I mean, Madea was already a cinematic universe, chat, but he's crossing over with different properties. And soon, Madea will continue on in a trilogy, or at least a series of films. But before we get to all that, chat, we got to talk about this film, a Madea Homecoming, chat, the 12th film in the Madea cinematic universe. Now, I have to ask you a very important question, chat. That question being, how many of you have seen a Madea Homecoming? Probably, I would guess maybe not a lot of you, since it just came out, like, today. I mean, technically, I think it came out, like, at 2 a.m. in the morning. So, might have been a little difficult, chat. I took the time to watch this, record an audio commentary, and be able to do this review today. Now, everybody just shut up. Madea Multiverse of Madness. Hello. D Darkstar says, hell no. Chris says, fuck no. Cassface says, well, no. Cedar Spock, mod to the damn to the DEA. You're a fan. You know, you did it. Alex Manal says, no. You guys skipped all the Madea movies. You're losing out, Casey. Come on now. You got to indulge in a little bit of that Madea, that Mabel Simmons. I saw it, and man, it was worth it. See, Luke the Boss knows. He knows. I've seen it this morning twice. Ooh, even more than me. That's you getting your fill of Madea. I love it. How could I? I don't have Netflix. I see. Alex says, hell nah. Some yes, unfortunately, tonight. Wes not going to watch Homecoming. Homecoming is going to watch me. Oh, man. Exactly. Your eyes will be exposed to such wonders. We have such sights to show you. Christina says, nope. Jason, plan to watch it tomorrow night or Sunday morning before the Sunday service. Will be leaving for a bit. Nice. No, I totally understand. We will be reviewing this movie. You're getting all these reviews, chat, for a Madea Homecoming. Actually, I haven't watched it. I was working. Gotcha. Big Twin, thankful for all 12 Mabel's films. They've contributed to, you know, just this wonderful American melting pot culture, chat. It's fantastic. Happy Black History Month, by the way. I'm tempted to cancel my Netflix because of this movie. No. There'll be something that'll be out there you want to watch. There'll be another, season of Stranger Things or Arcane or one of the other many projects they got in the works. Chat, you'll be back. You'll always be back. I'll always be back for more Madea. Thank you very much. Sip and Play. Thank you so much for the 13 biddies. Appreciate all the generosity, Sip and Play. Well, chat, I mean, you know that I have indeed seen this movie. I watched it only a few hours ago. It was funny because I was watching it for like about 5 minutes, and I paused and I said, I have to do an audio and video commentary for this movie as well. A bonus one, make it available on my Patreon at $2. I was like, it has to happen because I was laughing because I was having so much, I legitimately, chat, I was having so much fun with it, And you're probably like, Chris, how can you have fun with a Tyler Perry film? It's like, it's very easy to do so. But the thing is, though, I talked about this during my commentary itself. Like, I really legitimately like Madea as a character. I think she's funny. Like, not like just unintentionally funny. No, the shit that comes out of her mouth, I think works. Yeah, it could be nonsensical. Sometimes you can have some good advice. And sometimes she just has a fucking great, just like, just joke for somebody. She's good at roasting people. It's like, Madea is Tyler Perry's greatest creation. She's the thing. She was the foundation that built his empire, chat, that built his production company, that allowed him to own 1/8 of fucking Georgia. And I respect him for that. I mean, he's made some really bad movies. His dramas are kind of his greatest comedies, but I seriously feel that Madea is fun. It's his greatest creation. Somebody's like, okay, Chris, okay. And here, chat, like, again, in this opening of this movie, they were fucking killing it. Now, I don't know if they consistently do so throughout the rest of the film. The problem is with a lot of Madea movies, like of his comedies, like the comedy portions, I think they hit and miss. Sometimes like, oh, it was a funny joke, not so much. That one got me. So it's like, okay, not too bad. But he always tends to bring in a dramatic element to his comedies anyway, and they either are boring or they're fucking ridiculous. They're just bonkers. And this one has something like that. Because before I'm just like, all right, what's this all about? It just feels, like I'm watching a soap opera. There's also some weird technical issues. I'm like, with all Tyler Perry movies, there's weird technical issues with this one. Especially when it comes to lighting. Like, the lighting in this movie within, like, a single room will change back and forth. It's like, it's just not consistent. You have a room that feels, like, super washed out, and then later on, it's so bright that it's kind of like, okay, this looks like a set. It's bizarre. Witness me! Expired Gaming, hope you're doing well. An absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you for sharing your community with mine. What was on your dock? What are you doing? I'm talking about Madea right now. And so this movie, like, has various issues. It has a lot of fucking problems. It has some bad acting, but I still had some fun with it. I still don't think it's a complete waste of time. There's definitely some dumb shit throughout it, and if you finish watching this movie and you hated it, it's like, I get it. I totally understand. But there still was some fun stuff for me to enjoy, whether it was intentional or unintentional, chat. And I'm telling you right now, for those of you who think, oh, okay, this is it. This is Homecoming. This is an adaptation of Tyler Perry's Medea's farewell play, where it's like, all right, this is over, but it's not. They're setting up a whole new trilogy, a whole new series of films, chat. But I'm not going to tell you how they're doing that. I'm going to let you know at the end of the review, because it's set up right at the end of the movie. And I'm very, very excited for it, chat, because you're going to see some crossover shit, and it's going to be glorious. But now, my friends, we got to go ahead and start at the very beginning of my scene by scene breakdown of a Madea Homecoming. Excuse me, Tyler Perry's Madea Homecoming, chat. And we have the camera. The camera glides in, chat, and we see the Mabel Simmons homestead, chat, her wonderful home. And we have the character of Mr. Brown, who apparently is trying to start a fucking bonfire, chat, because he has the fucking grill right outside of Mabel's house, chat, right outside in the front lawn, and he is just squirting an obscene amount of kerosene and gasoline into this grill. And like Joe, he cut back inside the house, he cut inside the house, chat, and Joe, he goes over to fucking Medea's like, Mabel, he's like, Joe, what the hell are you talking about? What are you screaming at me for? He's like, Brown out there, he's gonna burn down the goddamn front lawn. Look how much kerosene you're putting on that goddamn grill. You're gonna burn down the whole neighborhood. And she's looking at this, well, you go out there and you tell him, stop all that stuff. Stop trying to burn down my home. I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm gonna kick his ass if he tries to burn down my house. And he's like, I ain't gonna do that. He's gonna set me on fire, and the last thing I need is my black ass on fire. And he's like, well, if you don't do that, then how the hell then, Joe, are you going to be able to live? You ain't going to be able to live nowhere, okay? Well, the house burns down. Where are you going to live? And he's like, I'll just hide under that fat ass of yours of all them critters. and fucking Madea just stares him down. She's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to kill you, Joe. I'm going to stab you. And I'll put you in the attic. And then all them white folk going to come in here. They're going to find your body. And I'm not telling what happened. I'm not telling what happened. You go outside and you tell Brown to stop trying to burn down my front porch, okay? He's like, all right, I'll go tell him. And light it up, light it up. And so he goes outside, and Mr. Brown is just putting a shit ton of kerosene onto this grill, chat. And then, you know, Joe's like, Brown, what you doing? What you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just making a big old bonfire for my son. For my son, he's coming home, grandson, no, his grandson. My grandson, he's coming here, this graduation. Tim, yeah, it's Medea's great-grandson, and it's Mr. Brown's grandson, chat. So, you know, he's all fucking excited about it. And it's like, you're gonna set the whole front lawn on fire. You're gonna burn down this neighborhood, and all the white folks gonna come in, gonna put all the developments and condos, and we can't have that. You're helping them with the gentrification, Brown. And it's like, nah, it's fine. It'll be a big bonfire. It'll be fun. And it's like, all right, well, I have a match for you right here. It's like, well, match, yeah, but don't light it up yet. Do not light that up yet. I'm gonna go back inside, and then you light it up. And he's like, all right. And fucking Joe, Uncle Joe, he just fucking waddles back to the house, chat. And then Uncle Brown, or Mr. Brown, he lights the match, and boom, just a massive explosion, chat, because he's using gasoline. Do not use gasoline. I will say, Tyler Perry was accurate in the depiction of gasoline mixed with fire. Now, what you should do is when you have, you know, when you're grilling something, you kerosene and stuff, it doesn't explode. The thing is, Tyler Perry accurately showcases what happens when you bring a lit match to just a fucking bowl, a grill filled with gasoline. It fucking explodes, and they hear and then we cut to Joe. And we cut to Madea looking out the window, and we literally see Mr. Brown completely engulfed in flame, just going, help me, just screaming and running around the front yard, chat. And the thing is, like, they have this horrible, just like after effect on him when he's on fire. It looks so fucking fake. Tyler Perry, he doesn't spend money on wigs, he doesn't spend money on good lighting, and he does not spend money on CG fire, chat. The fire is so shitty, and we have this actor playing Mr. Brown just going, and Joe's like, I'm gonna go watch him burn to death outside. This is the first 5 minutes of the movie, chat. I was like, this is what I stopped. Like, okay, and this is the point. When this happened, I was like, I have to do an audio-video commentary for this film. But Joe, he goes outside and he watches Brown burn to death. Medea's like, and we get this one shot where it was obviously filmed like much later on afterwards, where it's the camera behind Madea, and it's like, oh, it's supposed to be Tyler Perry in the Madea suit, but it's not. It's a completely different wig and a completely just like, obviously someone else's body within the Madea suit. It looks so fucking fake and bad. And she's like, he's gonna burn down my goddamn tree. I planted that tree out there. Last thing I need him to burn my tree down. I want to make my yard pretty. Shit. And so she gets like a glass of water, but then she dumps it. And then she fills up this little teacup of water. And it's like, Brown gonna burn down the whole goddamn place. I'm gonna fuck that. And so she goes outside. And she's like looking as Mr. Brown is like running around with his entire body, by the way, is completely engulfed in flame. It's not like, oh, part of his shirt's, no, his entire body is on fire. He's like the Human Torch. Flame on! And Joe, he's talking because, you know, Medea's been preparing for this big barbecue for her great-grandson Tim. He's going to be graduating and everything. He's getting all the honors with his valedictorian and all that shit. And, you know, Joe, he as they're watching Mr. Brown run back and fucking forth on fire, chat, just catching everything on fire. He's like, Madea, I know that you want pork ribs, you want pork butt, you got all the fixing stuff, but I don't think people are going to want roasted black man. Now, he does not say roasted black man, chat. He uses another word. I can't say it on this stream. I'm not allowed to. But you know what I'm referring to. And she's like, motherfucker, just put him out. Put him out. Brown, come on. Don't come too close. And she literally roasted vampire. That's what he says. The other word. And he literally like presents himself in front of Madea as his skin is just crackling, and she just throws the teacup of water on him. It does nothing, and he continues to run around going, help me, and then Madea then gets the hose, and she like tries to squirt him with it, but it barely is even working, and then he sets fire to her new little tree. She's like, goddamn, Brown, I don't want you to set fire to my tree. I just planted that tree. God damn it. Now all these white people are gonna be walking here. They're gonna think I have shitty lawn shit. Ah, hell. And she starts trying to put the tree out. And then Joe just uses his cane and then trips Mr. Brown, and he's like, God damn it, just stop, drop, and roll. We don't need no roasted black man on the menu. And thankfully, Mr. Brown just does put himself out, chat. But Madea, she's frustrated because the fucking tree is completely destroyed. It's cinders, and she's like, God damn, you two fools out here talking about roasted black man. I'm going back inside. I gotta make the potato salad. I gotta make the coleslaw. I still gotta get them porkers back in the oven. Ah, hell, whatever. And so Medea's squirt game weak, very weak. And she says, I gotta pay the water bill. No water in the house. I gotta go pay the water bill. And so she goes, she goes inside of the house. And then we get the opening title, chat, of Madea Homecoming. And what a homecoming it is. I'm sorry, listen, the effects are fucking awful when Mr. Brown's on fire, but just hearing him fucking wail in horrific pain, and Madea just, and Uncle Joe just exasperated while watching this, chef's kiss, chat. It's amazing. Thank you, though, Meekly Sheeping, for the biddies, and thank you, DT Ducks, for the biddies as well. But then, chat, after that wonderful opening, which I thought was great, now we get into all the dramatic bullshit that kind of just brings down the film. It's just, it goes back and forth with this movie especially. It's either like really boring, very boring, kind of like soap opera-ish. But then it occasionally does get into so unintentionally funny, like Fall from Grace, like just huge reveals and twists, and it's like, okay, this is amazing. But for the most part, for most of the movie, it's kind of boring. But we have these two characters, Chad, Tim and his boyfriend, Davi. All right, Tim is the great-grandson of Madea, and he's going back home because he's going to be, he's celebrating with his family, and he brought his boyfriend, Davi, who was also going to school, I guess, in the area or whatever, I guess Georgia State or something, the University of Georgia, and to meet the family. And then Davi's family is also joining them to celebrate both of them because they're roommates and they're boyfriends. However, we learn that Tim, he has not come out yet. Yeah, his family does, apparently, he thinks they don't know that he's gay. And, Davi's asking him about, like, are you going to finally tell them about the whole situation? He goes, yeah, I'm a little nervous about everything, but, it's just really good to have you here. He's like, well, I'm here for you, Tim, okay? I'm always going to be there for you. And he's like, but for whatever reason, like, Davi, like, fucking hates Tim's dad, but your dad, if I see him, he's a coward and he's a loser. He's a piece of shit, your dad. I really hate him. And it's like, yeah, I know. I've had issues with my dad in the past, but he's gotten a lot better. He's trying. So I guess Tim's dad and mother, I think what's his mom's name? Laura. I guess they've been featured in other movies, or at least Laura has, but I just don't remember her or her husband, because Madea has some personal animosity towards Laura's husband as well, her ex, which they just recently got divorced. But I don't remember them at all. They must have been featured in like another movie. But at this point, he's like, well, if I see your dad, I don't know if I control myself. He's like, just please just do it for me, okay? He's like, okay. Eventually, we cut back to Madea, and we have like Joe and Mr. Brown, who is just like, he has horrific 3rd-degree burns at this point, and he's just sitting on the porch, and Medea's like, here you goddamn water, Brown. He's like, why didn't you bring me the water when I was roasting on your front lawn? Because you're burning all my grass, you're burning all my trees, my bushes are singed. My bushes are singed, they're covered in soot, and I hope that soot, Mr. Brown. But as they're talking, Medea's daughter, Cora, who's been featured in multiple Madea movies. The last time I think I saw her was like a Madea Christmas. I think she was probably in a Madea family funeral as well. She gets up there, and she's talking to Joe and Mr. Brown and Madea, and saying like, well, I have some fixins in the car. Can you help me get them? And Mr. Brown's like, I have to drink this water because my skin, I have horrible burns. And she's like, get off your ass, Mr. Brown. Go help my daughter. Go help my daughter right now. And she's like, Madea, what do you be doing? Did you go stop by the church? Did you stop by the church and talk to the minister there? He's going to come over. He's like, I didn't go by that church. I don't go by that church. She's like, but you always go in that direction. I always see you go in that direction every day to go to the church and talk to the minister there. She's like, no, my favorite liquor store. My favorite liquor store right across that church over there. I love that liquor store. She's like, Madea, you going to the liquor store every day, but you're not going to church. You should go to church. I don't go to church. Okay, all right, I'm like Jesus. She's like, you blaspheme, Madea. She's like, I don't blaspheme. What did Jesus do? Turn water into wine. Okay, that's what he do, and that's what I do every day. I'm gonna get my wine. Hallelujah. And she has like hallelujah outside of her house, and it's like, oh, that's so holy. She said, now, Mr. Brown, Joe, go ahead and help my daughter with her stuff in her car. And we see Mr. Brown's, like, his pants are completely burned away, but he's wearing, like, these fake fleshy, like, leg pants that are, like, it's supposed to be, like, real, but it's not. And he shat himself. He's completely shat himself. He's like, is that soot, Brown? Is that soot? Is that? She's like, I don't even know anymore, Madea. It's like, hell, don't be sitting down now. You sit on the plastic furniture. Everything that's plastic wrapped, that's what you sit on. Now get out of here. Help my daughter. And so they got all the stuff in there. And who comes a knocking, Chad? Who are the other 3 people that come a knocking? We have Medea's granddaughter, Laura, Chad, just got through the divorce with her husband. We also have her friend, her lawyer friend who helped her divorce, Sylvie, who is gorgeous. Oh, I guess that's also her cousin. I think that's her cousin as well. Or maybe her cousin or sister. There's so many family members, hard to keep track. But Sylvie, who is absolutely gorgeous, and Tyler Perry constantly, I mean, they got this woman named Sylvie. She's wearing this dress where it has that slit, like, right here over the bazungas, and the camera is always there, or it's focused on her ass. There are so many shots in this film where it's just right on Sylvie's ass. And I'm like, I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but my Lord, Tyler, take it easy. And chat, because Tyler Perry loves to get a little topical. Apparently, Laura's daughter is a police officer. So Medea's granddaughter is a police officer. And they all come inside. And they're all saying hello, and they're saying, oh, Sylvie, you look so pretty. She's like, oh, I know I do. And then Joe, he walks in, and he's like, what the hell is a police officer doing in my goddamn house? Black lives, get her ass out of there, you murderer. You a murderer. And she's like, fucking Uncle Joe, I didn't kill anybody, all right? That's not what's going on. Or he's like, no, I know what you did. I know exactly what you did. You out there murdering, you out there in every goddamn street corner trying to get me. You ain't gonna get me. Joe gonna get you. That's how it's gonna work. Where's Sylvie? And Sylvie crosses his his eye line, like at one point when they're in the backyard, and he's like, who are you, girl? Who are you? You look fine. Yeah, you like Joe, don't you now? And the fucking Cora or whatever, she's like, that's your great niece. That's your great niece. And he's like, no niece of mine haven't asked that fine. And the thing there's no great niece, great granddaughter, it stops to me. I'm from Alabama. It stops after daughter. If you're not my daughter, you ain't my kin. You ain't my kin. You meat. You fresh meat. He's like he's so incestuous. And listen, again, Sylvie, she looks good. And again, when Sylvie like walks away, the camera is right on her ass, chat, the entire time. Those who watch this movie know he's like, oh yeah. And he like Joe that kind of gets down, goes, I love them yams. But then Mr. Brown's ass comes into view because he walks behind Sylvie, and it's his charcoal butt that has been burned, and you see his drawers with his nasty shit stains in there. He's like, hell, and he does not like that, chat. That kills any incestuous boner that he previously had. But they all go inside and they all start talking again and everything. Everyone's saying everyone's pretty and shit. Aunt Bam eventually arrives. Aunt Bam is high as shit in this movie. So is Madea, though. Like, Madea, midway through the film, Madea just starts fucking smoking doobies or taking her little chocolate marijuana candies, and she just doesn't know what the hell's going on anymore, Chad. She's like, I'm gonna check out of this movie. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, at least Sylvie isn't his kid. It's not his kin, because they say that's like his fucking great niece or whatever. And so I'm like, I don't know. But after all that, eventually we then, then Joe is still very pissed off that his granddaughter or his great niece is a cop, and they argue back and forth, and it's this whole very surface level conversation about Black Lives Matter and police, and it's just kind of like this feels like an afterthought in the film. And they're constantly joking back and forth. So if they even attempted to have a serious conversation, it's kind of lost. Even Madea gets sick. Medea's like, all right, now stop talking. She can come in here. I'm happy to have police officer come in here, and she won't be shooting you up. Joe, you keep talking. You bring all our cop friends in here. They'll kill us all. That's what's gonna happen. So shut up. He's don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do, Madea. Mabel. And he leaves. Eventually. Davey and Tim, they arrive at the Medea's residence. They walk in. It's like, oh, fucking Tim and Davey, so good to see you. And, Laura's there. It's like, my baby, he's all grown up. He's going to be a college graduate. Oh, my God. And they're hugging. And then Davey is, like, super up on Tim the whole time. Like, he's hugging him. Like, they're doing poses for the camera and shit and everything. They're like, just hugging him like this, and he's, and then Tim's like, hey, like taking pictures, and Davey's just like hugging him behind and like rubbing his tummy, and they're like, oh, just being very cuddly and shit. And like Medea's like, like Madea knows that they're obviously gay, but she's like, whatever. And then seemingly everyone else doesn't seem to be like, oh, whatever. They're having a good time. Eventually, this is great, because they start putting stuff outside and everything for the big party. They have a nice little barbecue and things, and Madea, or they're getting prepared for the barbecue that's tomorrow. But Joe, he's sitting in the living room and he's just smoking doobies and shit the whole time because he wants to calm down because he's pissed off about the cop being inside of his house. But then Davey and Tim also sit down across from him. He's like, I don't know why you two are sitting here. I don't want to talk to you. He's like, what the hell is your name? What the hell is your name, son? He's like, my name is Davey. He's like, why your voice sounds so funny? What's wrong with your voice, boy? And he's like, I'm European. You're European. I don't have no European in my house right now. Look at you with your tight pants. I can see your camel toe. And Tim's like, Uncle Joe, can you not? He's I can't help it. I just point at things I see, and this boy's camel toe up in my eye line. I can't do nothing about no camel toe. His pants are way too tight. Why are you wearing those pants? That's what you do in Europe here. And he's like, ooh, he's getting mad. Eventually, Aunt Bam, she comes inside, and because she's been lusting after Davey, because she thinks Davey's like, and he's a handsome. Listen, everyone's pretty in this movie. Even Medea's like super attractive at one point. She's like, oh my god, like Joe's kind of the only ugly fuck in this film. But Aunt Bam, she walks in because she wants a little bit of that Davey chat. She wants some of that Europea, and so she's like, Joe, where? Oh, Davey. I came in here to talk to Joe, but I see Davey. Oh, Tim. Hi, Tim. Can I, oh, my knees, Joe, my knees. Well, nothing wrong with your goddamn knees. You run around last movie, chased by serial killer and shit. Nothing wrong with your goddamn knees, Aunt Bam. Get your horny ass out of here. And thank you, Luke, those 10 minutes. Aunt Bam wants that foreign dick. I mean, she's pretty much she said, no, my knees hurt, Joe, my knees hurt. Oh, scoot on over. No, I'll sit between the two of you. And she sits right down. She's like, no, you go ahead. You feel free to spread your legs. Do a little man spread. I don't mind a little man spread, Joe. He's like, yeah, well, I was man spreading before you got here. I don't see you on my lap. He's like, I want to sit on your lecherous old broke dick lap, Joe. All right? He's like, oh, you think you're going to get some from these two over here? She's like, Joe, you be quiet now. You be quiet. He's like, they ain't giving you nothing. You should have seen them rubbing up on each other before. They're not for you. They like a different flavor. They like that with a lot of sugar. You don't got the you don't have the sugar for them, Aunt Bam. She's like, what are you talking about? They're gay. God damn it, Bam. How am I gonna tell them I gotta say it to you? They're gay. She's like, I feel real bad. Okay, well, you know what? I'm sorry. I misread the room. Yeah, you misread a lot of shit. You're on that shit, Bam. Get your fat ass out of here. So she leaves after being disappointed in the fact that, well, she ain't getting none, but you ain't gonna get none anyway. I'm sorry, like, Joe's a piece of shit. And he's racist, and he's lecherous, and, he's incestuous, but he's fucking funny. He's sometimes pretty funny, chat. And so, oh my God. So they leave. They eventually leave. Oh my God. And then eventually, Tim's, oh no, not yet. what happens is it's later that evening. It's later that evening, and we get the introduction of Davy's family chat. His aunt and his great aunt, Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown is a character, is a property in Ireland chat, which basically it's a guy in a fat suit chat. It's the white Madea, it's the white Irish Madea chat, and we're introduced to this one character. I think it's you have Agnes Brown, who's played by Brendan O'Carroll, and then you have Kathy Brown, who is the daughter of Agnes and Davy's aunt, and they walk, and this like their introduction is just. I'm like, wow, okay, this is how we're doing this, huh? Okay, where the two of them walk up to Medea's front porch, right? And Aunt Kathy, she goes, now, Agnes, all right, now, please don't embarrass Davy, all right, and don't embarrass me, all right? We appreciate that. She's like, oh, I won't embarrass Nadia. It's just knock on the door. And she goes, brrr, and she fucking farts, just lets one rip, and she's like. Aunt Agnes, she's sorry. I'm sorry. It's this American food. It's just doing something awful to me bowels. I can't help myself. But she just lets a big, fat, wet fart just go. It just sounds like a trumpet, Chad. She's like, I promise I won't be farting in front of the public. I just need a restroom, I do. And so then they knock on the door, and it opens, and Medea's like, who the hell are you? What are these white folks doing? Who the hell are you? And she's like, oh, we're Davy's aunts. We came here to see him graduate. And she's like, huh? Because Madea doesn't understand what they're saying because they have thick Irish accents. And she's like, I don't know. And David is the boyfriend. Oh, yeah, David. Okay, no, I'm gonna come in here. We can be pleased to have you. And Miss Brown's like, I don't know what the fuck she's saying. Like, they have no goddamn idea. And they go back and forth. But, at this point, Agnes, she walks into them, like, having an argument about something. And she's like, oh, I've never seen so many knickers in a twist. And the thing is, though, Chat, she said knickers. Like knickers as in underwear, as in underpants, in a twist. But everyone else, because of the thick accent, all they hear is... vampire. They hear vampire. And Medea's like, what? What the hell did this crazy white woman say to me about my own house? What the hell was this? And she's like, oh, I mean, I just saying that everyone's knickers seem to be, twisting all up in them. And Joe's like, oh, Joe fucking flips out. He can't believe what he just heard. Is you don't be using that white woman. You don't be using that word in my goddamn house. Shut up, Joe. It's my goddamn house, but I don't approve of this either. And Madea literally grabs Mrs. Brown and lifts her off the ground. Now, who is responsible for this old white woman right here? Before I I'm gonna slap the white eye for her. The ivory's coming off. There'll be nothing on them but bone, just bone. And Davy's like, no, Madea, no. She's not saying that word. She's saying knickers, hard CK, knickers. What is that? Underwear. Oh, see, I don't know what the hell he's saying. Where you from? She said, I'm from Ireland. Iran land. With all the sand, Iran land, I don't want to have no terrorists up in my house. I don't want you blow nothing up. The last thing we need right now is terrorists from Iran land. No, she's from Ireland, Madea. I said that's what I say. I say Ireland. I know where Ireland is. It's in Europea, right? Yeah, in Europea. But I don't want none of this, the racism right up here. I don't need none of that. But he's like, listen, everyone starts coming down. Tim has to intervene with everybody. He's like, guys, I know the perfect thing to make everyone feel better. Let's all go to Red Lobster. And then the next 15 minutes is a Red Lobster commercial. I am not joking. And Joe's like, I love Red Lobster. I love the cheddar biscuits. I love the shrimp scampi. I love them. I love the shrimp scampi was inside the chip. That's what I do. I make my own meal when I put the shrimp scampi, I put it in the cheddar biscuit, and I love that. That's good. That's good food. But I'm wearing all my black shit. I'm going up and wearing all my black shit. I'm a Black Panther, okay? That's what I'm doing. Also, at one point, Agnes, good old Mrs. Brown, she tries to alleviate the situation, just goes, Wakanda forever. Everyone's like, God damn, someone get control of this goddamn girl right here. But everyone goes to Red Lobster. And it's literally just, this is how they paid for the movie, where you have this crane shot where this red lobster, this is a very nice looking red lobster shell, which I imagine is built on the Tyler Perry compound in the 8th of Georgia that he does control and own. But everyone's like, woo, like everyone in the compound goes to Red Lobster every day, chat, and everyone's on this huge long table. Like we have Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown, they're talking to each other, and he's like, you know, your name is Brown, my name's Brown too. And she goes, oh, your name is, well, you're more of a black than a brown. He's like, what? And she said, you know, fucking and Kathy's like, no, his name is Mr. Brown too. That's what he's saying. She's like, I'm sorry, dear, I can't understand a fucking thing any of these people are saying. She goes, I know, just look at him and just laugh. Just do that. Just laugh at him. And she says, oh, I can do that. She just laughs at all the black people at the table, chat. I was like, oh my God. And then Mr. Brown, he starts laughing too, and Cora's like, why are you laughing at her? She's like, I don't understand a goddamn thing she's saying. That Iran accent, I don't know what the hell coming out of their mouths. And she said, all right, well, you keep doing what you got to keep doing. He's like, okay. And so they have a conversation, but eventually Mr. Brown, he's laughing so much, he just kind of exhausts himself because he has really low blood sugar, and so he needs something sweet. And he's like, oh, Cora, I don't feel good. She said, what's wrong? She said, I don't feel my blood sugar low. Go look in Medea's purse. I can't look in her purse because it's kind of weird when a man looks in a woman's purse. It's kind of pervy. I would ask Joe to do it because he don't give a shit. But I need some. She keeps little chocolates in there or something. She's like, okay, I'll check. And so she gets this big bag of looks like Milk Duds or something. And he's like, oh, give me some of those. And Mrs. Brown's like, oh, what are those? And he's like, oh, it's chocolates. Medea, being a fat ass, always eating chocolate all the time. You want some chocolate? She goes, I would go for some chocolate. I have some low blood sugar myself. So she helps herself to some of these little chocolates too. And they put the candies back inside Medea's bag. And Madea, she was using the bathroom. She's like, all right, now, you gonna give that bathroom 20 minutes. Gotta give that bathroom 20 minutes. I destroy that bathroom. It's nasty in there as hell. Let it breathe. Let's get some aromatic. I need some aromatic candles up in here. But anyway, you guys enjoy yourselves. Red Lobster, appreciate you. And she sits at the head of the table, because, you know, she is the matriarch of the family, chat. She is the queen, as we know. And she sits at the head of the table, chat. And she's, everyone order their meals. Everyone order their shrimp scampi or their lobster rolls. Ooh, their lobster rolls are so good. It's like, of course, Madea, of course. Of course we did. And then this scene is them just bringing out everyone's food and like a perfect, this is some of the best cinematography I have ever seen in a Tyler Perry film. Red Lobster, which I'm sure, you know, Tyler Perry went to Red Lobster's like, hey, we would love your money and we would love to feature you in our movie. Red Lobster said, yes, we will allow ourselves to be used in a Madea movie. However, you must show off our entire fucking menu. And then he went, I'll do it. And so you get like 5 or 6 shots of what everyone ordered, chat. Fucking crab legs and lobsters and shrimp linguine. Every character eats a cheddar biscuit at one point, and they're just, I'm like, oh my God, it's egregious. Well, after that, everyone goes home from eating all that Red Lobster, chat. It's like, ooh, that Red Lobster's so good. And it is, chat. I have to admit. I'm like, okay, I mean, this is egregious, and I see what you're doing here. But, you know, when I've never had a bad meal at Red Lobster yet. Those cheddar biscuits are excellent. I'm a sucker for seafood. It's one of the best chain restaurants out there. It was work. It was work. Eventually, they all go back home. They're all filled with seafood and everything like that. But then, oh, shit, who comes to the little homecoming chat? Tim's dad, and a number of characters apparently do not like Tim's dad. I guess at one point he might have walked out on the mom and his son. He seems to be in a better place. Now the thing is though, which is weird, like Laura, her son Tim, they look the same age. There might be maybe like a 5-year age difference, but everyone looks so young in this movie. It's like, wait a minute, that's her son? I mean, this guy looks like the older brother of Tim, his father. It's like, give me a goddamn break. It's just weird how it's like, no, there's no way that guy, this kid is supposed to be 18 plus years old at this point. He's the son of this guy who looks like he's 35. It just is like, I don't know about that. But he walks in. Medea's like, get his ass out of here. I don't want him in my house. I don't want him in my house. I don't want my house. And Bam's like, it's all Madea. It's fine. It's his son. It's his son. I didn't invite him up in my house. Now you here? And Tim's like, no, guys. I invited my dad. I wanted my dad to come here. He deserves to be here, okay? And my dad and I, in the last few years, we've been working through these things, and he's been helping me out as well. But the mom, she's like, I can't see him at all. The last thing I need to see is him. He does not want to interact with him at all at this point. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. But Tim's like, oh, hi, Madea. Or excuse me, Tim's dad's like, Madea, listen, I'm sorry for coming here unannounced. I thought he said that I was coming here. I guess he didn't want to create an awkward situation. I just want to say that it's good to see you. And Madea just pulls out her fucking gun and starts shooting at him. I am not just like, bam! It's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker up in my house. What did I tell you? What did I tell? Bam! What did I say? It's like, Madea, why are you shooting everything? She's like, this is my house. This is my gun. I paid for this gun. I got a license for this gun. I can shoot it. I own the bank. I paid off my mortgage. I can put many holes in my ceilings I want to. Mrs. Brown at this point is just freaking out. She's like, oh my God, it's so violent here. It's just like on the telly. And it's like, yeah, of course. And she's like sitting on the couch and everything. And they're like, Madea, put the gun away. Put the gun away. And she's like, all right, I'll put my gun away. Goddamn, I'll put my gun away. But I want him up in my vicinity. No vicinity. Thank you, Sip and Play, for the 7 biddies. And thank you, Tech Guy 17, for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing well. Pleasure to have you here. Oh, Lord, Madea gone crazy. But Tim, he's like, guys, let's listen. Let's all just sit out. Let's just go outside to Medea's backyard. I have an announcement to make. And Davey's like, you got this, man. You got, because now Tim's going to reveal a big secret. He's going to reveal like a super, super duper big secret. It's like, okay, cool. So they all step outside. And everyone's like, sitting out there. Everyone's kind of relaxed. And then for whatever reason, like Mrs. Brown starts acting weird. She's like, it's feeling good now. Yeah. She's like spreading her thighs and everything. She's like, I got a fire down under. And Medea's, what the hell's wrong with her? What's going on with her? Why is she spreading them thighs? I don't want to see them white thighs on ham hocks. What the hell is she doing? And they're like, we don't know. And then Mr. Brown starts acting weird too. He's like, everything's just feeling so funny. And he's like, and Tim, but he stands up in front of him. He's like, hey, guys, listen. I just wanted to let you guys know. And then Davey starts freaking. It's like, oh, yeah, Davey, Chad. Davey starts fucking freaking out and saying, hey, Tim, your dad's a fucking loser. Your dad's an awful father and a horrible husband. He's a coward. And Tim's father's like, what did you say to me? And everyone's like, what the hell? David, what the hell are you doing? Why are you saying all that stuff to him? It's like, we came out here to be nice to each other. What's wrong with you? Tim, what's wrong with you, a man? And he's like, Davey, what are you doing? He's like, your dad's a piece of shit, man. Your dad's a fucking piece of shit. I'm just speaking facts. Everyone's just like confused. Like, it's the kind of thing where no one would actually act this way. No one would actually say that to someone. It's this weird soap opera bullshit, just weird. And Tim's like, guys, like, Davey, I'm going to be revealing something, okay? He's like, oh, shit, sorry. I was just, prepping for another big reveal later on the movie. He's like, yeah, okay, that's fair. And he's like, hey, guys, so listen. I'm just really happy to have all of you here. I know some of us don't get along, but you've all been a part of my life, and I really do appreciate you. But I have been carrying a secret forever. And they're going, all right, what's the secret? What's the secret? Medea's like, all right, Tim, you tell him. You tell him now. You have the platform to speak. And he's like, okay, I'm gay. And everyone's just silent, and the sound just stares at him. He's like, we know you're gay. We know you're gay. We know you've been gay since you were 5 years old. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah. Yeah, we know you've been gay forever. How you prancing around and everything. That's fine, Tim. It's okay to be gay. Nothing wrong with that. We're happy for you. You got that hot stud right there. David's hot as hell. He's like, I've been carrying this with me for like years, like over a decade. And you guys never, he's like, well, we thought you'd mention it soon enough, but we're not going to put pressure on you. But they've known forever that he's gay. And they're all okay with it. They're all okay with it, yeah. Yeah, but Bam didn't know. That's true. Bam was the one that didn't know. Uncle Joe, like, he let on earlier that he knew for what. He's like, yeah, of course we know you're gay. See that hot man right there? I can see his fucking camel toe, all that sugar, and doing all that. But they've all known forever, and the mom walks up to him and hugs him, and his dad walks up to him and hugs me, and Medea's like, come on here, come on, Aunt Madea want to hug you too. All right, all right, you get over there now. You get over there now. And then Tim's father, he now steps up and he's like, I too have a secret that I wish to reveal to everyone. And everyone's like, we didn't ask you, but all right, what you got, what you got? And he's like, I am secretly been in love and dating Sylvie all this time. And Sylvie, who has not had a single line since her introduction when Tyler Perry was showing off her ass, she's like, yes, I'm in a relationship with Tim's dad. And everyone starts freaking out like, oh, that's horrible. How dare you two fall in love? Because I guess he was a villain in a previous movie, but he's, since changed as a person. But everyone's like really hating on Sylvie. All of a sudden, like Laura, Tim's mom's hating on she's like, oh, my best friend, but it was her lawyer. But there was some like weird shit because Tim's dad got most of the stuff from the divorce, and maybe because Laura's friend Sylvie was her representative, she didn't work hard enough to get her more stuff because she was fucking Tim's dad. That might have been the deal. Everyone starts being mad at Sylvie, but it's never stated as a fact that was what happened. But there you go. No, because we have never seen them in a movie before this. Okay, so there you go. I was like, have I seen these characters before? So there you go. I have not. So, but everyone dislikes Tim's dad, and I guess he might have done something. But again, nothing's really established. It's just through dialogue, and it's kind of confusing dialogue. And everyone's mad at Tim's dad and Sylvie, and everyone starts calling Sylvie a hoe. And she's like, stop calling me a hoe. And it's like, we see you with your big old ass and those tight dresses. Get your hoe ass out of my house. And she's like, oh my God. And her and Tim's dad leave. He's like, we'll see you at the graduation, so we'll be at the barbecue tomorrow. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But we're here to celebrate. Tim and Davey and their success. Yay, everyone's happy. And then Mrs. Brown's like, I'm in the movie too. And she like flops on the ground and starts rolling in the grass like, and shit. And then Mr. Brown stands up and he says, I need to pee. Cora, can I go pee? I need to pee real bad. She's like, you don't have to ask me permission. Just go and pee. Just don't pee here. He's like, okay. And he goes in the house, chat. He goes in the house, and then eventually they're watching the house, and he comes up from the second-story window completely naked, and he's wrapped his paisley shirt around himself as a cape. He's like, I'm a bird. I can fly. It was like, what the hell, Mrs. Brown up there, thinking he can fly like Superman, Black Superman. What's going on there? Looking like Idris Elba and shit. And they realize, oh, Medea's like, wait a minute. Miss Brown, did you give my Cora, she's like, what, mama? She's like, did you give my candies inside my bag? She goes, yeah, they had low blood. How many did you give them? I don't know. They ate like 3, 4. Oh, hell, they high as fuck. You made them high as fuck. Those are weed candies. You gave them weed, Cora. She's like, I don't know. I never had weed. You never had weed. I smoked weed in front of you since you were a baby. You were getting weed via the teat, Cora. And it's like, that's not good. Glee, thank you so much for resubscribing. 22 months on a 21-month streak. That's some incredible support. Thank you. And Glee, with another 100 biddies. Got that diet smoke. It'll mess you up, chat. I might end up like Mr. Brown, jumping off my fucking apartment complex saying that I believe I can fly. I believe I can dodge the sky. But he also, weird, where Mr. Brown, his chest hair, he's shaving it into the pattern of an actual, like, the letter B, which is really fucking weird and gross. But he's like flapping, and he just jumps off, and he hits the ground, just concusses himself thoroughly. Madea, he dead. He dead. No doubt he dead. And they'll go and check on him. He's like, he's still breathing. Take him in the house, but don't have him be shitting everywhere. Put him in the tub, easy to clean up. So they put him in the tub, chat. Mrs. Brown's still rolling on the ground and shit. Everyone's like, all right, well, we gotta wrap this up, okay? Because we got a barbecue. They're having the family barbecue to celebrate the graduation, chat, of course, Davey and, who the hell is it? Who's the other one? Tim. But later that night, Laura's with her daughter, who's the police officer, and they're talking, and her daughter's like, hey, Mom, like, how do you feel about this? She's like, oh, I don't know how to feel. I mean, your father and I have been going to divorce, but Sylvie's my friend, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. And Medea's like, hello, ladies, how we doing tonight? And they're like, oh, hi, Mama, hi, Grandma. And she's like, what are we talking about? And it's like, we don't really want to talk about it. She goes, I know you don't, but I want to talk about it right now. And she sits herself on the bed, and she's like, so you didn't know about this that was happening with your man and with your best friend, that this was going on? She goes, I had no idea. It was clear under my nose. And she's like, listen, I've been through something like this before. I've been through this before, and it hurts. It hurts your soul. That's what it does. And they're like, oh, Madea, what happened with you? Let me tell you. It was my friend. It was my man Archie and my friend Rose. Archie and Rose. Back in my hoeing days. So as you know, when your mama don't tell you this, but I was a hoe. I was a hoe. I was working them street corners. I was working that pole. That pole was mean. That pool was mean. It was not like those nice poles that got in them strip clubs nowadays made out of bamboo and grass and shit. And this was a hard pole. It might have been like a street pole, something like that. But back in the day, I was a good hoe. And we get a flashback. This is the most work I've ever seen put into like a Tyler Perry movie where they do a black and white flashback chat where we see Mabel in, it was all the way back in 1955. 1955, I was 35 years old. I still had it, girls. I still had it. And we go back to 1955 where we see Tyler Perry in this black dress hugging all them curves, chat. Witness me. Cake, so good to see. It's been a hot minute, Cake. Welcome back to the stream. We're just talking about Madea being a hoe back in 1955. Maybe 1954, 1960. I don't remember. She don't remember that very well. But that's okay, chat. That's okay. Because I am telling you the story. Cake, thank you so much. I hope you're having I hope you had a great stream. I hope you're having a very nice night. What was on your dock today, chat? Please do check out Cake if you have not done so. It has been a while indeed. No, a pleasure to have you here. Cheers and salute to you. But yeah, we cut back to Madea, and it's black and white. She's entering the apartment of her man Archie, and she's like, Archie, and her voice is all different. It's like, but it is Tyler Perry in a suit. He's got high heels on, big ass just sticking out. Shit, got them curves. He has even bigger boobs. They're not like hanging down to his like kneecaps now. They're like they're plump. They're boom, they're perky. And so he's walking, Medea's walking around like, Archie. I was looking for Archie, but I didn't see no man. I didn't see no Archie, but I know all his clothes are gone. And I remember him eyeing this girl named Rose working after the NAACCZDPP. She doesn't know how to say the NAACP. She has no idea, so she always calls it something different. Going that NACIP. Going down that NAACP zebra. I got to go down there, and I know he been eyeing that girl, Rose, and I need to talk to him. And so she goes down to the NAACP, goes in the office. She's like, I'm looking for Rose. Where Archie at? Where Rose or Archie? And they're like, we don't know where they are, ma'am. We're sorry. She goes, I know they up in here. I know they up in here right now. Where the hell are they at? And so then she just starts destroying shit. She becomes the Incredible Hulk. And she's like, and she starts grabbing people's shit and typewriters and posters and just starts throwing them around the room. She goes insane, chat. She just tears up the offices of the NAACP, chat. And she's like, I tear that office up. NAACP, they never help me. They say they help black folk, never help me. I'm black folk too. But I knew that she take the bus. She take the bus every day from back into the office. And I see her. When I would drive my car, I see her on the bus. And I see Rosa Parks on that bus, and I stop the car. Right in front of the bus. And this white man, you can't do that back in 1995. White people, they be very mad. I don't give a shit. I'll shoot any white man, any black man, and I'll shoot Rosa Parks too. And they pause. It's like, wait. Granny Madea, what are you talking about? You mean Rosa Parks? Like the civil rights icon? She won't know icon back in the day, all right? Before she was Rosa Parks, before she was, black savior icon, she was a hoe. He literally calls Rosa Parks a hoe. She was a hoe. She was sleeping with my man, and that, watch it, owe me $50. And I see her on that bus. I see her in that bus in that front seat, and I say, Rosa, you look at me. Where are you? I shoot you. You better help. You better hope to God all these white people are going to help you right now. I'm going to drag you out that bus. I'm going to hurt you. And then she pulls out her phone, her smartphone in 1955. And I pull out my phone, I recorded all of that, and she does okay, what the hell's happening? She's like, now you know the technology, don't exist back then, but I had phone, advanced tech. And I recorded, and I saw Archie sitting in the back of the bus too. I saw that too, and I recorded all of it. And she takes out her phone where she actually has a picture of herself and Rosa Parks with a selfie. And it's like, wait, what? Perry gives no fucks. He does not care. She's like, all I'm telling you is your friend Sylvie, very nice, very pretty. She got a big ass, and that's clear why her husband knows that ass too. And, she a hoe. She a hoe just like Rosa Parks. That's what it is. And she's like, you need to leave now, Grandma Madea. She goes, yeah, I don't really know what I've been saying for the last 5 minutes. I'm high as hell. I'll leave now. You two sleep well. And so she just leaves after calling Rosa Parks a hoe. Eventually, it's the next day. And Mrs. Brown, she's finally kind of recovered from just being really fucking high for that entire time, And she's doing some dishes. She's doing some dishes with Laura. And, Mrs. Brown says, oh, I'm sorry for the way I was acting last night. It was terrible. What I was doing. I thought it was just like an urban nightmare. And she's like, oh, it's fine. It happens to the best of us. It's the first time you use drugs. She's like, I used heroin back in the day, but I've never taken pot, never had the marijuana, the MJ. That stuff is good. It's better than heroin. It doesn't rot the flesh. And she's like, oh, well, that's nice, Mrs. Brown. And she goes, I'm just so happy for Davey. His parents, they died horribly. They died horribly in the potato famine and in the whiskey famine of 1900. And she's like, I don't think that's true. She's like, it might be the drugs speaking again. But it was horrible. And so once he graduates, he's going to come back and be able to operate the farm. It's what his parents' dying wish was. When his parents died, you know what his father's last words were? She goes, no. He's like, oh my God, a bus. It's a little Irish humor. He was run over because he was a drunken stupor. He was an alcoholic. It was horrible. But he died. He did die. But his last words to me were, I hope Davey can run the farm. Keep up the tradition of Browns. And after he graduates, he's going to come back home to Ireland, where he's going to run the farm for many, many decades and milk many cows. And fucking Laura, she hears, she's like, oh, I didn't know that. She goes, yeah, but I'm very excited to have him back. It's been so long. But Laura seems like unusually concerned at the fact that Davey is going home to Ireland. And but you realize, the reason why she feels that way is because, well, Tim is in a relationship with Davey, and maybe Davey has not revealed that to Tim, or maybe it could also be that, her baby boy that she raised is going to be living in Ireland, is going to be so far away from home, chat. It's like, there's like reasonable explanations. Like, okay, I get it. This is the drama. They have to figure this out. These two, families, these two cultures butting heads, but they'll come to an agreement. No, no, chat, because there is another secret no one knows about. Later on, they're having the fucking family barbecue. Everyone's having a great goddamn time, Chad. It's been really cool. It's been really cool. At one point, Madea and Mrs. Brown, they're sitting next to like these two titans, Chad, of these franchises. They're sitting down, and like all these flies are buzzing around Mrs. Brown's crotch area, Chad, and she's like constantly trying to like swat them away. And Medea's like, what's going up inside there? And she's like, oh, I forgot to change my knickers. I mean, my underwear last night, and they're always flying up in there, And she's like, hell, girl, you nasty. So yeah, Chad, apparently she just has a ton of shit stains in her underwear and her old lady panties, and all the flies are just buzzing around that area, Chad. Woo-wee, that stench. You don't want those legs, them thighs spreading, Chad, because it'll just wash over you, Chad. It'll just be fumes coming at you. It's like gross. But everyone's just hanging out. Everyone's eating barbecue, having a good time. And then Davey just starts freaking out at Tim's dad again. He's like, what the fuck you doing here, you goddamn coward, you goddamn bitch? And he's like, listen, man, my son invited Sylvie and I to the party. We're just here to see him and just here to celebrate him, okay? So stop calling me a bitch. Stop calling me a coward and a loser, okay? I've made mistakes. I admit that, all right? I'm sorry, and I apologize both to my wife, my ex-wife, and my son. All right, so please lay off. And then Davey freaks out and starts trying to beat the shit out of Tim's father. They start going at it. And Medea's like, hell, I'm eating barbecue, and goddamn, and she walks over. She's like, stop it. Now, you stop it now. And at one point, we see Tim's mom, Laura, she falls over during the scuffle trying to separate her husband and Davey. And she's like, she falls over. And then Davey's like, oh no, baby, are you okay, baby? I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you okay? And everyone just pausing going like, did he just call you baby? Davey, why you calling your boyfriend's mama baby? What the hell's going on? He's like, I didn't want it to end up like this. And Tim's like, Davey, what's going on? He's like, Tim, I'm so sorry, but I have to reveal my secret. And everyone's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And and then suddenly Davey goes over to Laura and holds her close, and he goes, Tim, your mother and I have been fucking for 2 years. We've been in love with each other for 2 years, and we've been in a secret relationship this entire time. Everyone's like, what? And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, wait a minute. And everyone's like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Everyone's like shocked. And then Davey's like, I didn't want to do this. I wanted to tell you after graduation, but I'm sorry, Tim. I've been in love with your mother is when she came to visit us all those years ago. And we've been in a secret relationship all this time. And now I must profess my love. And he gets down on his fucking knees and presents her with a fucking engagement ring. He's like, Laura, I love you. Marry me. That's surprising. You didn't expect this. You didn't expect this, chat. And Medea's like, this is stupid. This is nonsense. But then the thing is, Laura, she's like, oh my God, I'm the guilt. And then she also remembers Mrs. Brown talking about Davey leaving, going back to Ireland, which Davey didn't tell her. So that was the reason, chat. She wasn't concerned for her son. She was concerned that she was about to lose that dick, that European dick. That's what it was. And she's like, and then he just is on the ground this entire time. And Joe's like, you embarrassing yourself. She's gonna say no, she ain't gonna be with you, man. She won't gonna be with you and your camel toe. You get on up. You embarrassed. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. I feel bad for calling you that. You got camel toe. You gotta get up. And then he's like, please, Laura, please. And she's like, I'm sorry, but no, I can't marry you. And she runs away. And it's like, whoa. And then Tim is just shocked because he not only lost his boyfriend who has been lying to him, but his mom has also been lying to him. And he leaves with his father and his soon-to-be stepmom, Sylvie. And Medea's like, all right, people, you enjoy your barbecue, enjoy your deviled eggs, and enjoy your collard greens. Keep enjoying this. Luke, the boss, thank you for the 10 minutes, even though I sort of saw this coming. I did not. He is sus as fuck for hugging all over Tim. Exactly, man. I wouldn't have been surprised if he was fucking them. No, he was. He was. They're in a relationship. And then everyone seems to ignore the fact that Davey betrayed Tim. They're roommates because they're lovers. I was like, what the hell is going on? Later that evening, it's like Laura goes to see Madea, who is just smoking doobies in her room. She says, I got to get fucking high because she's so anxious because she's like, she can't handle all this drama. She's an old lady, chat. Medea's like 95 years old at this point, okay? Black don't crack unless you use it. And so she's just smoking weed the whole time. Then she hears her granddaughter knock on the door. She's like, oh, I'm knitting. Hold on, I can make myself presentable. And eventually Laura comes in. And Laura's like, hey, Madea, I know that was really crazy to you. What happened? He's like, it was crazy. You sleeping with that 26-year-old looking man over there. What are you thinking, girl? What are you doing? She goes like, well, I don't know. It's just when I went to go visit my son, he wasn't at his dorm at that time, and I started talking with Davey. He's like, yeah, you talking, how long you talk for before you stop fucking? And she's like, oh, it's like 2 hours. Like, yeah, that's what it's all about. So you've been doing this for about two years now. You've been doing 2 years. You've been with this boy. And she's like, yeah. And you never told your son. She goes, well, you know what, girl, your man, your ex-man, he piece of shit. I don't like him that very much. You do what you got to do, okay? What you got to do. You love him? Do you love this Davey? She goes, I do love him. I do. And she's like, okay, why didn't you say yes then? Why didn't you say yes to him when he proposed to you? Embarrass himself in front of everybody. And he's like, well, Mrs. Brown told me he's going to be going back to Ireland to milk cows on a farm. Milking cow? That's stupid. That's dumb. I don't want none of that in here. No, the thing is, You next time you see him, if you love him, you say I do. You gotta say I do multiple times though. Like I do to you, and I do to you in your next 10 years, and I do again. She's like, Madea, I don't follow. She goes, I'm high as fuck, so I don't know what the hell I'm saying right now. But follow me. You gotta be smoking weed too. You gotta get on that weed, honey. This is what I'm telling you. You marrying this man right now, but he's gonna be a different man 10 years from now. Completely different individual with different experiences than you, okay? All right, he's young, he hadn't been broken in yet, and he might be different again. So know that when you're getting involved with someone like this, that they could change. Are you ready for that? And it's actually, you know what? It's kind of good advice, like in hindsight of all the crazy fucking shit that has currently occurred in this movie. Medea's actually giving some sensible advice, like, listen, you're getting involved in a relationship you've never had like this before, and this person could change dramatically because they're so young later on. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of like cool. I mean, she's right. And you do constantly change. You do become a different person based on your experiences. And she's saying, like, are you ready for that? Because you are, quote unquote, much older than him, which I'm like, they look like they might have 10 years difference, but whatever. And she's like, I think I am. She goes, all right, now, well, you go ahead and you do your thing. I got to get back to knitting. She's like, I know you're smoking weed, my dear. And she's like, how do you know that? Because, well, you told me and you're too high to fucking remember. She's like, damn it, it's true. I got to stop smoking all this weed. And so eventually we then cut to Tim, who is out on the basketball court playing basketball chat by himself. And then Davey walks up and he's like, Tim, I'm so sorry I betray you, but I love your mother. And he's like, fuck you, Davey, fuck you. You can tell me for 2 years when we were in a relationship that you were having an affair with my mom. And it's like, get out of here, but I love her so much. Well, clearly that's not going to happen, so get away from me. And so Davey eventually leaves, and they like throw the basketball back at each other like really hard and stuff. Eventually, Madea, she sees how sad Tim is playing basketball outside by himself, so she goes outside. She goes, park closes at 9. We don't need none of that popo coming up in here and see a black man playing basketball by himself. You know that is a meal. That's a meal that they want. What the hell are you doing? Why are you feeling so sorry for yourself? And it's like, well, my boyfriend betrayed me for my mother, and they're sleeping together. He's like, well, fucking sucks, I know, but listen. You got your whole world open up for you right now, okay? David, piece of shit, sure, whatever. Mama, she still wants some. I get it. But you get many fish, many gay fish in the sea. You'll get yours. You'll get yours, Tim. Come inside now. And he's like, okay. And so they go back inside. Playing basketball to deal with that stress, Chad. Deal with that stress. Oh my lord. Well, what's the next fucking scene after this? I think yeah, that's what it is. Now it's graduation day, Chad. It's graduation day. Everybody's there, but it's super awkward. The whole family's there. Tim's dad is there, and Sylvie's there, and everyone's just hating each other at this point. Also, Mrs. Brown is like really pissed off, like at everyone, and just wants David to come home back to Ireland and just do the farm. He doesn't want her grandson to be with Laura at all. And, so we have all the graduates going up there. David gets his diploma, and Mrs. Brown's like, oh, I'm so proud of him. And it's like, make sure to get the tickets. We'll get the fuck out of here as soon as it's done. And Medea's like, where you going? So we're going back to Ireland. He's going to be on the farm milking them cows. I don't know about that. I don't think that's what's going to happen. She's like, don't tell me what to do, my dear. I like you. You give me all your weed candy and things. And you allowed me to spread when I had all the flies around me. But don't be telling me what to do. And she's like, all right, girl. Okay, Jesus Christ. And so eventually Tim goes up there and he accepts the diploma. Everyone's like, everyone's happy. But then he's the valedictorian, so he gets to do the speech. And he gets up on that stage and he has his speech and everything. He just says, fuck it. He rips up the speech and he literally into the mic says, hi, everyone. My name is Tim Simmons. I'm very happy to be here. I just want to reveal that my best friend and former lover is fucking my mom, who is a hoe. Everyone's like, oh my God. Everyone's like, he just calls mama a hoe. Oh my God, he calls mama a hoe. But after all this, he says, despite my best friend lying to me and betraying me, and my mama being a hoe and also lying and betraying to me, I still love them. I still think that they have supported me through the toughest of times. My mama helped me in so many situations, and so she just wanted to get a little bit of the flavor that I was enjoying. And hey, more power to you. As my great grandma Madea once said, there's many gay fish in the sea. So wishing the best to my entire family. And to my father, too. He's kind of cool. We worked things out. But thank you, guys. I'm going to get a high-paying job and ignore the rest of my family forever. Everyone's like, yeah! Everyone's, like, super excited and things. And Mrs. Brown, she hears this, and she's like, oh, it just warms my heart. It warms my heart to see someone just find themselves and shit. And she realizes that Davy and Laura truly do love each other. So at one point when, she goes up to Davey, who's trying to talk to Laura, but super awkward in front of everybody. And Mrs. Brown's like, Davey, I wanted to give you your card before we get going. She gives him the card, and he opens it. He's like, oh, thank you, Grandma Agnes. And inside it's his plane tickets to Ireland, but they've been ripped in half. And it's your plane tickets. They've been canceled. Go ahead and enjoy that Wakandian woman. She's beautiful. Her people are beautiful. Wakanda forever. I'll see you all later. And so she's about to leave, chat. Also, Tim forgives his mother. Davey then gets down his one knee and he proposes to Laura again, who then says yes, chat. Who then says, everyone's like, yeah, everyone's happy and shit, even though this whole fucking family is weird as hell. But before Mrs. Brown goes, she spots Madea just sitting in the bleachers, chat, just sitting by herself, observing everything that's going on. She goes up to her, she's like, Madea, and he's like, bah! And Medea's fell asleep because she's been taking so many drugs throughout the entire movie. She's high as fuck. She's, I'm sorry, my legs don't work right now. I've been smoking. I've been taking the little candies and everything. I'm give you the recipe. You good people. He gives her the recipe. And she's like, Madea, I just wanted to let you know that this whole experience has been very, very eye-opening. I've been able to learn so much about the Black American culture. And I wish you to join me on my adventures to Europea, to come to Ireland. She goes, Iran land? I don't know if I'm going to go to Iran land. I mean, you blowing each other up. You got sand over there. I can't do sand. Sand's rough, of course, and irritating, gets everywhere. She goes, oh, fuck me. Ireland. That's what I say. I say Ireland. Okay. You know what? I'll take you up on that. I will visit you in Ireland, and we'll have many adventures. It'll be like a Madea far from home adventure. He goes, that sounds good. What were you dreaming about? What's wrong with you? She goes, I've been in and out this entire time, and I don't know. Let me tell you what I've been dreaming. And then we cut. And apparently, Tyler Perry recreated this whole Beyonce concert where Madea is literally dressed up as Beyonce, chat. Thick thighs, big ass on display, wearing jorts, big old fake boobies just handing out, chat. And he's just twerking and gyrating. And as all these other people are just doing dance numbers around him, chat, it's chaos. I was like, I can't believe what I'm seeing, chat, but this is what Madea in her drug-fueled dreams was thinking of, was just her showing a little bit of that skin for the viewing public, for all of her adoring fans, chat. And that, my friends, is my scene by scene breakdown, chat, for a Madea homecoming, and what a homecoming it was. What a homecoming it was, chat. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're great with you. Thank you. My God. This is one that just came out. This one just came out today. And I reviewed it just before the stream. I watched it just before the stream. I was like, boom. And I got an audio commentary and a video commentary. It's up on the Patreon right now. A video commentary will be posted later on this evening. Woo! Big breath. Great review, mate. Love all of it. Thank you, Crispy. Thank you. We will also be talking about this movie again, chat, on Sunday. We'll be doing a little bit of a spoiler review on Sunday, chat, so please do stop by for it. My rating, I would give it a low rental because, yes, it has all the hallmarks of a Tyler Perry movie, horrible production values, bad dialogue, unnecessary drama, chat. However, there were occasional times where the movie made me laugh. There was something clever. The twists were as ridiculous and over the top and as stupid as they were, they were funny. They were unintentionally funny, chat. And so if you give this a some old bullshit or even a fuck you, I get it. I totally understand. But for myself, chat, I can't help but give it at least a low rental. It was a good time. It was a good watch, chat. And if you want to see my reactions as they happen, chat, please do check out my audio and soon-to-be video commentary on my Patreon. Bloody hell. Twas a right nice review. Fart. That's what Mrs. Brown would do. Mrs. Brown is constantly farting, chat, throughout this movie. She's farting. She never changes her underwear, so there's always flies buzzing around her ass and her vagina region. It's like, Jesus Christ, girl, just clean your shit, my lord. Oh, that whole flashback scene actually made me laugh. The audacity of this motherfucker. He pulled out a fucking smartphone. Just a smartphone in 1955. Everyone's like, wait, what? And it was like, yeah, just go with it. But Medea's high for most of the movie, so she's not a reliable narrator. No, Rosa Parks was a civil rights activist and secretary of her local NAACP. A chapter before her arrest, she organized with other civil rights leaders and faced sexism within the movement. She wasn't just some lady on a bus. Well, according to Madea said she was a hoe. I'm like, oh my Lord. Calling fucking Rosa, the audacity, chat. The audacity of it. Oh, Ricky Nuggets, did I come at the wrong time? Who's farting? Oh, Mrs. Brown and Madea calling Rosa Parks a hoe. So there you go, chat. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the review. Oh my God. Yeah, man. Yeah, Bill Casey, you gotta tell them. I know these facts. You gotta tell Madea these things. You gotta tell Madea these things. All right, putting that alternative history out there, those alternative facts, if you will. Oh my Lord. But now, chat, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into the rest of tonight's content. We'll be playing some more of that Horizon Forbidden West. Ooh, very excited, very excited. Then to reduce her to just some scandals. Oh, scared of an ass whooping, yeah. I was like, I wonder what the reaction has been to that particular sequence. Okay, so what you thought of the end credit scenes with the confusing and funny. See, I don't know nothing about music. I didn't know she was parroting. Madea was parroting Beyonce. So I was like, oh, is this just some drug-addled thing? But it was pretty good. Pretty good. Whew, Ricky Nuggets without spoilers. How was Elden Ring? Well, I've only played a little bit with Corey yesterday. And I liked it. I thought it was a good time. That was fun. You know, I played about like 3 hours maybe. But yeah, I don't even know what to spoil. It's just, I mean, you know, the Souls games don't really have much of a narrative. I mean, there's something there, but, you know, it's not very much not at the forefront. It's tertiary. Very tertiary. Did I get the big reveal in Horizon? I don't think so. I I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the reveal is. I've gotten to the point where I set up the embassy and that one section, and I met with these people that all got fucking slaughtered by Angela Bassett. So outside of that, no. But, yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. Please do entertain yourselves amongst yourselves, chat. Go ahead and just, you know, you got to probably relax, decompress after that Madea review. But I do hope you enjoyed it. Oh my Lord. And just give me a second. Well, they got fucked up. That's exactly what happened. Woo! By the way, just making it clear, Davey was never gay, but would have been extra twisty. He was playing both sides. What do you mean he's not gay? Bull fucking shit. He's absolutely gay in that movie. No. He was no. He's bisexual. He's bisexual because he's on Tim. He's like cuddling him and hugging. No, bullshit. No, he's at very least bisexual. They're clearly in a relationship. Yeah. Unless if they're not, then wow, they messed up by just kind of emphasizing that. Well, they technically said he was bisexual. But he's on him, and they're always sitting next to each other, and they're, like, hugging all the time. I don't know, chat. Unless I was reading, and I didn't feel like I was reading into it. I thought that's what they presented. He isn't. Pay attention to the film, Chris. I'm telling you, they set up to make you think they set up to make you think. Oh, no. No, they're set up to make me think that they are. Okay, no. The movie was setting it up to showcase their relationship. If they're going to pull the rug out from under us and say, oh, they're actually not. It's like, no, give me a break. Throughout the entire first 2/3 of that movie, they're constantly, they're hugging and they're cuddling. It's like, no way. They absolutely are in a relationship. I take umbrage with that. They literally said, yeah, they all thought the boys, yeah, exactly. They literally said the perfect kid, they all thought the two boys are dating. Yeah, they're living with each other. Yeah. I know what was going on. That's why I was like, this is scandalous with the big reveal. Oh, my Lord. That's why, like, Tim was so hurt. He was so hurt because his lover betrayed him. Anyway, Chad, I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm going to go ahead and just get a few things figured out in the meantime.